Госпожа посол, как наиболее эффективно решить проблему корректной трактовки цели устойчивого развития для включения их в бизнес-стратегии?
Well, I think in general, sustainable development and sustainability in general is not just an issue for some green freaks or some people trying to have some funny ideas, but it's a question of survival, and it's also a question of survival for businesses. I mean, businesses are confronted with climate change, they're confronted with a lot of these developmental changes. So for them it's clear that they also have to become active. As governments, we set frameworks, we set legal frameworks, but we can also encourage, of course, companies to participate. So for instance, Switzerland is trying to be more or less carbon-free by 2050. And so, of course, the issue is that we set initiatives and programs that governments will participate. And maybe if you let me add to this, when I see what the business community is doing in sustainable development, but also when it comes to implementing the 17 SDGs, business is very often quite well advanced, sometimes even more advanced than governments. And I understand from what I heard in the opening speeches here that this is also in Russia, companies are very active in this field because they have also seen, like Swiss companies, that we all need to work together in order to keep our planet alive.
Госпожа посол, вы сказали, что бизнес иногда более продвинут, чем государство, чем правительство. И вот в связи с этим хочется спросить, насколько важны амбиции непосредственно вот у бизнеса для того, чтобы все-таки достигать эти цели, интегрировать их в свои стратегии?
Well, as I've said, I think businesses have seen or realized that if they want to keep a market, if they want to have resources accessible, if they want to have clients, they need to work that the clients are healthy, that the resources will be there also in the future, and that catastrophes are not going to be overwhelming. And I can give you right away an example. So, for instance, in the insurance sector, there is one big company. There are many big companies, but one is called Swiss Re. And Swiss Re has many years back already has started working very much on climate change issues, but also on preparedness and sustainability, because they have realized a long time ago that if the effects of climate change are going to continue in the speed in which they are going on now, basically the company will go bankrupt because they cannot pay all the insurance fees and they will not find enough clients to pay for all those insurance fees in order to be sustainable themselves. So there is a very clear interest, and this is just one example. Where there are so many other examples where companies in this field, be it in the sector of trading, be it in the sector of agriculture, and so on. The list is very long of companies which have started working on sustainable development goals, on sustainability, but also of course on issues of the Global Compact.
Госпожа посол, как вы оцениваете роль медиа и средств массовой информации вот в построении диалоговых площадок между бизнесом, властью и обществом в сфере устойчивого развития для популяризации ЦУР?
Well, I think, as in general, the role of the media is a very important one. Because media can not only make available the information, of course, which is out there, make public these lovely cubes and inform the public, but of course also media contributes to the awareness raising of customers, for instance. So if I look back to my country, Switzerland. People have become very much aware, thanks to the media, that, well, climate change is a big issue. Sustainable development goals are important in order to stop climate change, but also in general to have a better environment, and there I not mean only the environment as a climate. And so people have in Switzerland become very much aware in what they're buying. So we have seen, for instance, a huge increase in electric cars. People become very much aware the way a T-shirt has been produced, so you know that it's free of slavery, that the cotton has been produced organic, and so on. So there is a very important role of the media to inform the customers, the clients, but of course also the companies, because there is this interaction. And I think the companies have, thanks to the media, thanks to a lot of information, they have suddenly realized that the way they are dealing with these issues is making their products maybe much more attractive to what people want to buy. I mean, we have at the beginning, you know, when all this started becoming a bit more known, the SDGs, sustainable issues of sustainable development in general. Of course, a lot of companies came to us and to the government, you know, and said, well, what are we supposed to do now? You know, what does this mean? And as I've said in my remarks at the opening here, for Switzerland, it's very clear that companies being active in Switzerland or being based in Switzerland, they have to follow the rules and regulations, and there, of course, also the SDGs are part of this general. Of this general compact where we want them to be active. And so we have also started initiatives where we keep them informed, where we help them to implement, to see how they can implement the SDGs, but also the Global Compact, the UN Guiding Principles, and so on, how they can implement that in their business strategies, and what does it mean for them. And so events like this one today, of course, are very helpful. But we are also, as a government, we are planning further events in Switzerland, but also we are planning one event with the Ministry for Statistics here in Russia. We will see what time this is possible, where we also would like to keep on informing not only the public, but also the companies about SDGs in general, but also, of course, on sustainable development in the bigger picture.
Госпожа посол, как вы считаете, все-таки бизнес должен ждать каких-то регуляторных мер для того, чтобы встать на путь достижения устойчивости? Либо это элемент осознанности и каких-то новых ценностей, которые сегодня должны быть у профессионалов, предпринимателей современного мира?
My general experience is that business people are usually the most inventive and most creative people in the world. So, and in Switzerland we have, our policy is to basically leave the business alone, because we know that they're very creative and they're very inventive, probably much more than we are from the government. As I've said, we just set the framework, but very often I think it's the business which is driving also this framework, because the business has ambitions, the business has needs, and so we try to have a framework for the businesses which is suitable for them. But of course, always in respect of our constitution. And here again, I'm talking about Switzerland, where of course all businesses active in Switzerland, based in Switzerland, have to comply not only with our laws, but also with our constitution. And there, of course, in the Constitution, we have a couple of paragraphs. But of course, coming from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, one of the very big paragraphs is the one on the issues of, having a sound environment, having sound development, having peace and security. And with that also, of course, goes respect for human rights. So these are for us very big and very important aspects which also business has to follow. Companies being active in Switzerland and Swiss companies, they know the constitution and they know that framework. But they very often, as I've said, they very often go much further. Because they are so creative, and as I've said before, the companies, when it comes to, for instance, the implementation of the SDGs, the companies are probably well advanced, and we from the government could probably learn a lot from how companies do, implement the SDGs and how companies deal with sustainability in general.
Благодарю вас.
Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure. Thank you.